Sorry, Ahskance, I'm having a little trouble. One of my scenes seems to be set up a little bit wrong. Let's get to it, though.
Alrighty, folks. Now we are in the game. Looks like people are starting to move. Boggzy, you in the game yet? Are you still loading in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, ready to go. Why don't you start us off with FINS?
FINS, can do. Woo. Chug, 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 chug. Come on. Alright, FINS, they are kicking. We've got a Yamato Shikishima, so they've got some pretty big guns that don't have to commit. We've got two Des Moines looking to maybe lock down some islands, Stalin to add some health to the wall, and a triple DD setup to give them a lot of map position. And kind of in a surprise to me, we're seeing a Holland, even though there's no CVs.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, the Holland is an interesting choice. I don't know quite what it does except put on extreme torpedo pressure at this point. But we'll see how that works out exactly. Looking around over here at the side of KIA, we've got a pretty strong lineup, a pair of Ohios with those big 18-inch guns. We got 4 Des Moines and only 1 Nevsky, so no 12-kilometer radar outside of that Nevsky coming in. We'll see if that's a problem against the 3DD comp of FINS.
So looking over at FINS, we've got Daring kind of looking to be contesting some Bravo. Holland with the Des Moines Stalin heading north, and we've got the Des Moines Stalin heading south to Gearing. Wondering why I'm wondering why the Daring of Thar 7 hasn't actually gone directly into Bravo yet. I mean, maybe he's scared of a radar contest, but with only 2 DDs on the other side, you have to assume that B is wide open for the take, no?
At least one of them is, yeah. I feel like I have an enormous amount of sound coming in that's not supposed to be. Forgive me, everybody. There it goes. Okay, got rid of it. Good lord. I had the overlay on there still, so sorry about that, guys. Yes, so obviously, ooh, wow, right out of the gate, Finning from KIA taking a huge chunk from that, I think it was the Stalingrad of Yeditri over there. So the Des Moines is taking a very aggressive position up here at one of the islands just north of B, hoping to use its radar to cover B. We'll see if the Daring, now that it knows where the Des Moines is, we'll see if that Daring chooses to go to the other side of the cap so that it can hopefully cap safely.
Maybe so. He could also try to sneak in under that island like we saw that Petra do last week, keeping him safe from the Des Moines shells as well as the crossfire, although the question is, with everybody's guns so far away, really, would they be able to hit a Daring at that range? Looks like Spite Dragon starting to move towards C as he chucks some torps in, although C already being contested by Mad Dog's Summers. And A has yet to have any points in play, although the Holland is about to dip in. Winterman looks like he's going to start contesting that cap.
Absolutely. So what I'm noticing from FINS here is that 2 of their Des Moines on each side are actually going to be swinging out wide. One going to the island up here at B2, up here in the corner. The other one going to the island of I-9. Both of them are strong flanking positions, and the Des Moines being a short-range DPM cruiser.
Radar up at C.
Oh,
radar up at C. Spite Pigeon getting shot at by a double Des Moines and smoke cloud. They're using the summer smoke to fire from a nice advantaged position, whereas Clarion Call pops his radar attempting to return fire while his Gearing runs, now already at half health, taking some quick shells. As he likely relieves the cap, I expect the Summers to finish taking C while the Holland has just capped A in the north.
Absolutely. We also see that the Spite Pigeon taking a lot of damage down here, down to 6,900 HP. He's very likely not going to be able to do a whole lot. We'll see if he's still within radar range of those Des Moines. I don't believe that he is. Up here at A, the Holland has actually gone and capped, although it is now being contested by the Shimakaze of Ryan Toe from KIA. So we'll see as 2 Des Moines are basically, Annoying Italian and B1 Mantis are going to be running right into each other nose on at the corner of this island. Now the radar coming in from Annoying Italian, putting some fire onto the Holland of Winterman as the radar goes up at B. Very interesting. Lots of activity going on here. We'll try and keep it up as best we can.
Yeah, Finning popped off that radar as soon as the Daring of Thar 7. FINS attempted to contest the cap, got shoved right back out by the radar, and now the Des Moines has actually moved in to start taking the position. Finning very quickly moving to that rock and trying to post up there, stay safe. A being retaken by KIA with the Holland being forced off. Des Moines taking a very aggressive position on that island, being mirrored by B1 Mantis. B1 Mantis decides to really press. Oh god, the Annoying Italian just got chunked massively. Curious if Mantis is going to try to make a play here, maybe rounding that island, get a few broadside shots in, and
Oh!
posting up there.
And sorry to interrupt here,
Ooh,
but Spite Pigeons
ooh.
gearing at sea, getting absolutely smacked down. I don't know if we caught it earlier, but the Sommers of Mad Dog put up a very nice smokescreen for both of the Des Moines here at sea that they used to just put a lot of fire onto that Shikishima and obviously getting the gearing in the process. Back up here, Ahskance, I think you're absolutely right. I think that B1 Mantis is going to come right around here and end the life of Annoying Italian. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Annoying Italian's being pinched. He can't reverse. He can't go forward. He's just going to get chewed down. B1 Mantis still leery of showing his side to the Annoying Italian, who's definitely got that AR boost ready to go, but he's continuing to dump fire into Yeti Try, Stalingrad, who's... Oh, there he goes. He just didn't have anywhere to go, so B1 Mantis taking the northern island, using that position.
And B1 Mantis just barely getting away with his life there as a torpedo that was meant for his side ends up smacking barely into the island, I guess you call it the reef? Not sure. So he gets away with murder there. Well done to FINS for taking that position. Although the Des Moines of Finning from KIA has taken B. I think it's interesting to note that at one point KIA took all 3 caps against a 3DD comp. That's an impressive feat.
So worth knowing up at Aang, Winterman has now tucked back into A, and without a Des Moines to radar it, they have no coverage. Finning is unfortunately 12 kilometers away from that Holland's position, so no radar coverage there, and the Nevsky, who's totally wide, unable to reveal him either. Does the Shimmy walk up, trying to manually spot the Holland and see if he can take an aggressive gunfight? Looks like no. Ryan Jones is paced back out. Thar 7 still looking to test the waters in Bravo, but with Finning there, with likely hydro as well as radar, seeming also to be pretty scared there. Right now, we have KIA up 2 caps to 1, with fairly decent position as 1 ship lost on both sides.
That's right. If you'll take a look at the mini-map here, you'll start to see that FINS is actually in a very strong position to be able to start, I want to say, creating that horseshoe around KIA, even though KIA is actually up on points and they're equal on boats. But the really powerful push of the Des Moines up to the B2 island there, I think that's going to let them start to push the Shima. Ooh, as the Des Moines goes down from FINS. Down at sea.
Down in the south, Clarion Call, unfortunately, picking a fight. 2 Des Moines versus 1. Well, we knew how that ended up. He tried to reverse, tried to catch some cover, but unfortunately those shells were just able to slip in and continue barraging him down. Over at Bravo, Daring has now made the aggressive push into B to try to halt the cap contest, or cause a cap contest. Finning is still locked behind the rock and unable to make a move on the Daring, while there was an attempted contest today that was immediately shoved out, with a radar coming out now from B1 Mantis as the Shimakaze moves away trying to dodge shells.
Absolutely. So what I'd like to see now happen is I'd really like to see FINS use their advantage at A to push forward that Shimakaze and start to wrap up the northern side of B as it pertains to KIA. I think that's the only way they're going to really be able to make up this this ship disadvantage now, because the 2 Des Moines of KIA down here in C are not being aggressive. They're holding, and they are in fact blunting the push of the Stalingrad now. 2 Des Moines versus a Stalingrad nose on is not a contest. So we'll see which side chooses to be aggressive and to start trying to make that horseshoe, as the Des Moines of Finning here from KIA still in a very strong position, but taking some big hits from the Des Moines and from also the Yamato of Untis from FINS.
Yes, with the Daring moving up to the rock, he's able to manually keep that Des Moines lit through hydro or possibly even proximity detection, allowing for some of those cross shots out of Mantis. But Finning has reversed, trying to stay safe behind the island. Trip G's Stalingrad doesn't likely have shots either, and is now being focused by the double Des Moines using the smoke cover from Mad Dog Summers. I don't expect that Stalin is too long for the world. Big question if that Shikishima is able to land some dev strikes, which might pull that pressure. As it looks now, C is going to start getting steamrolled pretty quickly unless they can get that Stalin some help.
I'm not gonna lie, I would really like to see the Daring of FINS of Thar 7. I would like to see him just run out there. He's got single fire torps. He could at the very least push that Des Moines of Finning out in front of the Yamato, who it looks like the Yamato of Untis is going to be going down for FINS right here. He's taking a hard shot at... Nope, oh my goodness gracious, 2 ships down on FINS. This is disastrous for them.
Yes, almost some coordinated dancing there as both ships dive under the water, unfortunately never to return back to the surface. Finning was pushed out by Thar, taking an aggressive position and trying to get those torps off, just like you were hoping. Finning pulls forward, taking shots from B1 Mantis's crossfire into the center, and Finning is down. This is now allowing some B pressure over to the Finns, folks. They actually do have They're unfortunately at a ship disadvantage, but if they're able to take that second cap, that's going to put them at a cap advantage. With the Des Moines unlikely to move out of that smoke cloud at sea, might be a little while before we see a wrap. If they can bunker up an AB and try to get a point lead out of that, it might work over the next 4 to 5 minutes. Question is, do they have that long?
That's a very good point. I think the only thing that Finns really can do here at this moment, because they're about to have A contested, they need to either find and sink that Shimakaze, which looks like B1 Mantis's Des Moines and Winterman's Holland have exactly that intention on their mind as they push into A to try and contest that Shima. But essentially, two Des Moines, Ohio, and Assamers of KIA pushing in against a lone Shikishima is going to be pretty decisive. The question will be, does the daring of Thar 7, does he stick around in B to try and pressure the Ohio and the Nevsky, or does he attempt to move south to blunt some of that pressure with a DD presence, which is always a threat, taking a lot of damage from now the Ohio, who looks like secondaries, actually. I believe the Ohio might be a secondary build, as they are coming from nearly 10 kilometers after the radar of the Nevsky. Still being shot at. I don't know how he's lit here exactly.
Stalin in the north, Yeti pulled out from behind island cover, walking directly into a host of Shima torps. 1, 2, almost 3, almost 4. Had those other two connected, that would have been a big swing in this fight. Fortunately, he did see them, and fortunately, he was able to turn. Still, Finn's able to hold that AB cap, while C is now mobilizing slowly, Shikishima driven way off into the winds, doing some torpedo beats successfully, although down to 24,000 health at the moment.
Ooh, big hit on B1 Mantis's Des Moines from the Ohio. It's just such big guns, very, very accurate coming in from the Ohio. They overmatched the Des Moines, they overmatched the nose armor, they overmatched the hull armor. They just overmatched. Now secondaries coming in even. Des Moines not looking good as he's now taking fire from the Shima, the Nevsky, and the Ohio. Will he make it to cover in time? I don't think so. No, down he goes. Oof.
The answer is no. Up in the north, A side, there's Stalin, Daring, Holland. It's 3 against 3 as they're trying to push for position. And the Nevsky, traditionally a kiting ship, is actually pulled in front of the Ohio, saying, please, I offer my body, shoot me, please. But torps whizzing by the Nevsky, shooting for the Ohio, who is valiantly trying to move, but it looks like he's eating 1 and a second. He's down to 27, possibly a flood. Think he just repaired it, though. I don't see any crazy lights. C has now effectively driven the seaside has driven the Shikishima off and are now moving in for the crossfire as they take central position, and the Stalingrad Daring are now trapped between a whole lot of radar and a whole lot of guns.
They certainly are. You know, I have to hand it to Finns, though. They have been aggressive at many opportunities in this game. Down goes the Daring to the Ohio from main battery guns. I think it is safe to call Game 1 in favor of KIA, but I have to say, I like that Finns never seemed to panic. They continued to put on aggressive pressure whenever the opportunity was proper. It looks like there were some positioning mistakes, but easy to make here as we start getting into these stronger and stronger teams. So it looks like Yetitri? I'm going to just say titties by accident over and over again, trying to talk about this guy. I just know I'm gonna. Taking a lot of damage. Going to go down here in a second as KIA starts to pick up. I think we can call this one safely now, barring some miracle for KIA.
With 974 points and 2 caps, as well as the Stalingrad that finally sinks to the bottom of the sea, that is definitely going to close it out. Not necessarily a dominant performance, although there was a huge point lead in the end. Both sides really shoring up, and it was just as little pieces started to fall, little dominoes started to trigger, and people were able to make those moves on the map, allowing KIA to claim the victory. Good fight.
Very good fight. Exciting way to start the day for us. Let's go ahead and get back to one of our normal cinematics. Ahskance did his work ahead of time and prepared a little bit. I was late getting home, so let's go back here. What do I need to do?